Hey fam, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is KwaNomG. Welcome to KwaNomG, Nomchizi, KwaNomG. Today I'm having your favorite one. Sbarawi country again. I hope you enjoyed the last episode, and I'm really thankful for all the love that you guys are showing us on here. Thank you. And as a result, I was like, dude, let's do another one. Let's take another shot. And today we're discussing a very important conversation: our IVF journey. It's a difficult one. I didn't have to talk him into it, but wasn't such a yeah, let's do it. So I hope you do find it valuable, especially from a man's perspective on the journey and what is required for maximum success. And not to say that if you as a man out there, you weren't successful because you weren't committed. It's just, how things panned out in our journey or on our journey. So yeah, hang around, let's get right into it.
Can you plug? Because this conversation, wow.
It's not gonna happen immediately.
I went through hell.
Is that how you start the conversation? Talk about your hell.
There's one thing I've learned about this whole thing. You don't do that with someone that you don't love.
You don't do that with somebody you don't love?
No.
Is that because of the extent at which it requires you to be present and...
Present means everything in this thing.
Yeah.
Present.
Being present.
Mean being present.
Yeah.
Yeah. Present means commitment.
Yeah.
Present mean going all the way.
Yeah.
We are cultured people. And we expect things to happen in a certain way. And if that way doesn't work, then...
Yeah, then it's not it.
And we are not willing to start or to explore other avenues.
Yeah.
And that society, by the way, also has a role to play in how men think.
So you were saying something around how society has almost wired the minds of men to respond in a particular way when a challenge comes up, right? And so here we were, almost immediately we were trying for a baby and it just was not happening. What were some of the things that were going on in your mind when this was happening? Because I think very seldomly do we ask men what's going on in their mind.
What was going on in my mind was that every round we do, I wish I was pregnant. And you know what? That also can make sex not to be enjoyable.
Yeah, of course.
Because now you're no longer having it for the fun and to enjoy. Yes, no. You just want to have a baby.
Yeah.
Worse when your wife says, I want a child.
Yeah, because that's all
like
I kept
you.
saying. I was crying.
Yo. You see, I saw myself now being biblical. I was like Jacob. Jacob said to Rachel, is my love not enough for you? I said that to you.
And I said,
Chonga, you did not want to hear it.
No, I was like, no, it's not enough. I want a child.
There is no test that you did not do first. Then, do you know how embarrassing it is for a man, a black man, by the way, to be told by a female doctor, you need to test your sperm. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I don't think I would have gone that far.
And I think let's speak about our first unsuccessful round, right? We both realized, okay, it's been a few months, we've been trying to have a baby, it's not happening. And this is notwithstanding all of the challenges that I had physically, remember?
I depended more spiritually.
You did.
You
Yeah.
were more science.
Scientific, yeah.
And
Yeah, we clashed with that.
yeah, we clashed with that.
We clashed.
And I believe one thing, that if God wants it, God will give
Yeah.
us. And then when I said, if science,
If God can give people the brains to develop such things, then that's it.
yeah. So we did our
Our first round.
first round.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a disaster. Yeah. And now I had to watch blue movies. Something that I don't do. I've not done it before in my life.
And still it was an unsuccessful round. After all that, after what seemed like I was humiliating you, after, reports coming in and saying that there might be an issue with your sperm quality, all of these things just breaking down your confidence and your ego as a man. I don't know how you come back from that.
And then on the other side, they say you don't have you have a problem with
Yeah,
you.
so because I'm a lot older now,
Yeah.
the quality, I've got eggs, but the quality of the eggs is not quality. It's not good. I've got PCOS. I bleed during intercourse. There's just so many things physically challenging in this entire process. And so really going the IVF route was one of the routes that we thought would really help us and would give us what we wanted. We went to that clinic, we're not going to mention names, and we went through the entire process. You injected, I injected, they took eggs out of me, they
Do you know how
sperm.
expensive are those injections?
Yeah, they are. They put it together, formed an embryo, they put in 3 embryos. Now we know that the quality of those
And
embryos.
I was so hopeful.
So was I, love.
KwaNomG, I'm saying, as a man, I was just don't know, what's going on? What's
What's going on?
going on?
Yeah. And I think this brings in a different side of this conversation is the family pressure. So I had a lot of people in my family saying, when are you having a child? And I remember your mom.
I remember your aunt.
Yeah. And I remember your mom just snapping at her.
Yeah.
I was like, hey!
I remember one of your aunts, because she
Yeah.
has 2, she said, this time, me take him in.
Yeah.
Mom
This
said-
was my second marriage.
My mom said,
Second marriage, no babies. So the problem must be with me.
my mom said, and I had babies.
You've got children that time. I mean, fully fledged, running in the world, yeah? Fresh.
But now they figure out it turned.
Yeah.
But they didn't know you cry.
They didn't know my cry. They really thought that I was about my body. I wanted to keep and maintain this. And they just didn't know. They just didn't know. And I love that your mom did for me in that moment. She protected me, and I'm so ever grateful. She was like, if umntana ebethengwa eWoolworths, ngekudala something ngayo.
And my other aunt also said,
Yeah.
no pressure.
No pressure.
No pressure.
Nobody in your family pressurized me. It was funny. It was kind of on my side of the family where the pressure came.
No, because and again, women and people always think that the pressure only comes from the man's side.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
So a wife or a woman can be pressured not by the man's family.
Yeah, but by their own family.
Family.
Yeah. And so,
Without understanding the physical
yeah,
fitness.
yeah. And fitness, not in Iskora vibes, but like fitness of the body. You know, and you and I were quite diligent about checking and making sure that everything was okay. And I think what led us to quitting after round 1, we were just like, because I remember you were like, I'm done. And it wasn't even a lengthy conversation we had. It was very quick.
And they're still on your mind there.
Oh, mnyeni wam. Bungenoyiyeka la mnyeni wam.
Sperm storage, whatever.
You never gave.
Freezing.
You never gave them any sperm. You never gave them.
I didn't give you sperm.
You didn't.
Because
Why couldn't you give the sperm?
hey, I booked a hotel. That day.
I remember. We've been through a lot.
Yeah.
We've been through a lot. And then, fast forward 2023. You woke up one day and you're like, let's try again. Where did that come from?
Because my mom and I had a conversation just a few days before she passed. She said to me, your wife will conceive. Sometimes you hear a prophecy and then you just sit on it. You don't take action towards the word of prophecy. She will. I could have said, no, let's continue sleeping. They said you will. But there are some few things that you must do to make sure that, okay, faith without works.
Yeah.
So also, what also I think helped was the fact that the faith that I had in God,
Even through this process.
it influenced you.
It did. It did. I thought, where's this crazy man? Like your faith really, for me, is insane.
Yeah. And then you said to me, I remember you said to me, let's try your God.
I did.
And we did. And after being prayed for,
Yeah.
God opened
Yeah.
me into other options.
Yeah.
Prayer.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, all of a sudden, this time around, you were just so forthcoming. I was just like, where's this coming from? Because it was me dragging this process the first time around, but the second time around, you were so in control.
yeah, again, a man must lead.
Women.
Man must lead. Some of our blessings as married couples are delayed because that man is hesitant or is reluctant.
But then we continue with our process, and I think we did things differently the second time around. For me, for example, I started seeing a dietitian, a fertility specialist in terms of, food.
And I do like your new term now.
That it's not infertility.
It is misalignment.
Alignment. Yeah. I think one of the things I want to talk about is just your crazy faith. How it's almost as though you made a deal with God about how you're going to tithe, you're going to be faithful to Him and to our family and to this project, and you do so in tithing. And you tithed like a crazy person. There were times you took the last money we had to go and tithe, and I would be so angry with you. Sometimes you even took from the money that was now meant to go to this process through this procedure, and you tithe.
And somehow, when we have to pay for that, God provides money.
Yes, yeah, you are absolutely spot on.
I believe in God, who is a supplier.
Yeah.
If He wants something to come to pass, surely He will provide.
To a point where for my 40th birthday, you kept asking me, what do I want? What do I want? What do I want? And I'm like, I don't want anything. I don't want anything. Because I think
You want a baby?
in my mind, I was just like, I just want a baby. And we were already in the process.
No!
And then you go and you get me,
I want a baby, I want a baby.
my man, like you go and you get me a big car.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I've been driving a small sports car for a while, and you go and get me a big car.
My mom again. My mom said to me when she turns 40, oh, but my mom, may her soul rest in peace. When she turns 40, buy a big car. 2020 December 28, the date. She says to me, when she turns 40, buy a car, a big car. You know, like what? Like the X6 we had. What do?
You did exactly that. And I said to you, I don't need a big car.
You said it's big.
I said, it's too big.
And then a month later?
I was pregnant with twins. And now the car is too small. Yeah, no, I was moved by your faith. I was moved by your faith in such great strides, because I just thought, are you having conversations with God by yourself? Like you know, because you really moved in such an intentional way this time around.
You need to be where God is at a time where
He wants you.
yeah, He is omnipresent. He's Emmanuel.
We changed clinics.
Yeah.
We changed doctors.
Hey.
We changed everything. And
Love, you did interviews behind my back.
I-
Jonga wena wena uvuthi kume. Jonga.
And the names of our boys are so significant for us because one, the firstborn, by
Not firstborn.
by 1 minute.
One who came out first.
Yes. His name is
you.
Sivuile, takes after his father's name, so we call him SJ.
And he must give me a son.
Can you come down like
okay.
let me wait. So his name is
There's
SJ.
pressure already on
Lavi,
me.
hold on.
Okay.
His name is SJ Sivuile Jr. Right? And I think this is important for me to talk about because we always knew we wanted one. Right? And we always knew if it was a boy, that would be his name. Right?
Hey, love, you said, oh God, just one.
Yo,
Just one.
love you. It was really my prayer.
Oh!
I was just like, just one.
I remember there's one cry. Your cry, I remember that I don't think I'll ever forget. You've been crying.
Yeah.
But that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in Cape Town.
Yeah, it tore you apart.
Yeah. It tore me apart. I said, Lord,
Gandhi.
just hear this woman's prayer.
Yeah.
You said, I just want to hold a child.
Yeah.
Anyway.
The second born, or the second one to come out, his name is Sivile. And I often struggled while I was pregnant with the idea that, what do I tell him about why was his brother named Sivuile Jr.? Why not him? And this is the answer I'm going to give my son one day. My husband always believed that God would hear us and give us a child. My husband always believed that. But when I knew that God really heard us, is when he said, I'll give you 2 boys. And in return, I heard God. We heard God. And hence his name, Sivile.
Yeah.
We have heard. And so he completes the puzzle for me on my personal relationship with God about how I hear him now. If I never heard him before, I hear him now. And so I want my son, the second one to come out, to know.
My son.
The second one to come out that when this was completed, it was because of him.
Yeah.
And so together we say,
there's a reason.
yeah, and together we say, Sivuyile, Usivile, Ovayo. We are glad the one who hears heard us. And in return, their mother heard God. Any advice that we might have for couples who are trying?
Believe God. Your partner may not be at the level
Of faith.
where
You
it's the
are.
same as you. But continue to believe in God. Because your faith in him, faith is contagious.
Yeah, yeah. It is.
Contagious.
It is.
And once you believe in him, in return, the book of Psalms, I will lay a table in front of your enemies. So, while they thought that you were barren,
Yeah.
God was just gathering
Yeah.
your enemies. And God waits until you are 40.
Just to prove another point.
On the fourth day, Lazarus.
Yeah.
So that, because we all know when you are 40, you are beyond the time.
Yeah.
So that you may know
Yeah.
that
Like
is
it had-
me.
Yeah. 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 Kandieke, man.
So, our children have no choice but to serve God because they are a result of.
Yeah.
That's my advice.
Yeah, love, thank you so much. I think I've never also thanked you for being so open, for leading, for just being so committed to the process and the journey. And it was difficult, you know. And I'm still going to share, you know, the IVF journey as far as me and what I had to go through, the injections, the medications. I'll share all of that and I'll show you the medications I was on. I will share all of that. I just wanted this conversation with my husband, just from a male perspective, for him to share what he thought, how he felt through the whole journey. Then I'll do another video, if you'd like, where I kind of break down the entire process technically, you know, as what we did and how we did it and where we did it, you know. And I think that's really, really important. So yeah, signing off. Hayi, ngalibethu kakhulu. Thank you so much for joining our YouTube channel, KwaNomG, KwaNomG. Till next time, don't forget to subscribe.